You serious?
Hello, welcome to another episode of How to Kill an Hour. My name is Marcus Bronzy.
I'm Sean.
Sean and I get on the internet every single week. We find some jokes, we find some funky news stories, and we also talk about how we've killed some time over the week. That's how we do it, man. It's real simple.
How we do.
Before we jump into today's episode, we've got some jokes coming up. I just want to say, Sean, thank you for being my canary of sorts. You know, like the original use of a canary was like for...
In the mines.
In the mines, that's right. And they'd send the canary down the mine, and if the canary died, it meant that there was like gas or something that was nefarious down there that would kill humans eventually. You are my hay fever canary, because I don't know if you know, it's your first time listening to the show. Sean and I have, we could be killed by plants, basically. Pollen can kill us, but Sean, out of us two, you're probably the most hay feverish person that I know. You have the most acute hay fever. And earlier this week, you were like, my sinuses are done for. And I was like, what? Took a step outside, and I swear to God, I got like a punch in the face from some pollen. And it took me like 3 days of way more Pirites or Piriton or whatever than you need to get over
I actually think that you get, I think that you get worse hay fever than me. I just have hay fever along with like sinusitis and other stuff though. So.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, I used to have tonsils. They're gone now. They're long gone. So I don't have to worry about swelling there, but the nostrils, they're all over the place. But yeah, man, thank you. I just want to thank you. I mean, even if I haven't got sinusitis, thank you for being my guy.
I try, man. I try.
How many Puritans have you taken today?
None. I'm on 0.
Are you on 0? You don't. So you don't do the take it every day to build up whatever.
I used to take it every day because I used to live with a cat and a dog, and I'm allergic to both.
Yeah.
So for the longest time, I took one every day, but I don't. It's not good for your liver, innit? So I try not to.
News to my ears. Is it bad for your liver?
It's either your liver or your kidney.
I've been
one of the two.
Slamming them, bruv, like tequila shots. Lucky I haven't been taking tequila shots at the same time. I didn't know that.
Yeah, should we
Fucking hell.
But I should probably fact check that before.
What? Oh my God. Pills, bad for... If I type this into Google...
Antihistamines
are bad for...
Histamine?
Bad for histamines. I mean, if you're a histamine... I can't find it now. Do hay fever tablets shrink your brain? Like, that's it. We're off the internet. I'm not doing it. That's how it starts, isn't it? That's how it starts. But anyway, Sean, shall we step into our first part of the show where you and I check out some jokes across the internet, aka jokes of the week.
That's the first time I heard that.
Yeah,
through the headphones. I'm liking it.
Sound effective.
I'm liking it.
There we go. Yeah. We need to do a version with you in it as well, man, which we'll definitely get done. Sean and I come through with a bunch of jokes. A bunch of jokes. And tell him, I'm ready to go. Are you ready to go, Sean? I've got some ones that I think you'll like today. And therefore, I think the audience will like them.
Yeah. So I'm going to start with them.
Okay, cool.
Long one. A man in the locker room of an upscale gym in New York answers a phone call and puts on speaker while he gets dressed. Everyone else in the room stops to listen to the man. Hello? Woman replies, hi, honey, it's me. Are you at the club? Man replies, yes. I'm out shopping and I found a beautiful leather coat. It's only $2,000. Is it okay if I buy it? Sure, replies the man. Go ahead if you like it that much. The woman says, I also stopped by the new Lexus dealership and saw that one of the new models I really like is on opening special. Okay, how much is it? The woman replies, it's $90,000. Wow, okay, but that price, I want it with all the options. The woman replies, great. Oh, one more thing. I was just talking to Jamie and found out that the house we wanted to buy last year is back on the market. They're asking for $980,000 for it. Remember, it was well over $1 million when we looked at it. I don't know. Maybe make an offer for 900 and they'll probably take it. Okay, oh, I'll see you later. I love you so much. The man in the locker room hangs up. The other men in the locker room are staring at him in astonishment, mouth wide open. The man turns around and says, does anyone know whose phone this is?
I love a little twist. All right. You might get the punchline for this, but stay with me, Sean, all right? During a visit to the mental asylum, I asked the doctor, how do you determine whether or not a patient should be institutionalized? Well, said the doctor, we fill up a bathtub, then we offer a teaspoon, a teacup, and a bucket to the patient and ask him or her to empty the bathtub. Oh, I understand, I said. A normal person would use the bucket because it's bigger than the spoon or teacup. No, said the director, a normal person would pull the bathtub drain plug. Do you want a bed near the window?
Nice. Yeah. I didn't see it coming, but it's
yeah.
Okay. A young woman was taking golf lessons and just started. On her first run of golf, she suffered a bee sting. Her pain was so intense that she decided to return to the clubhouse for medical assistance. A golf pro saw her heading back and said, "Oh, you're back early. What's wrong?" Oh, she said, "I was stung by a bee." He said, "Oh, where?" "Between the first and the second hole." He nodded and said, "Your stance is far too wide." I don't even know we've done that one before. I feel like I know.
No, I love that. Oh man, that's a good one. All right. Okay, it's a slightly longer one then, yeah, Sean. All right. Oh no, it's not. A man who owned a...
That's what she said. That's right.
It's like reminds me of like, you know, there used to be a saying when we was younger, like, it's not long. It's not long. There's a guy that had a t-shirt saying it's not long, we're in Iron Apple, and a girl said, "I don't know if I'll be bragging about that, mate." Everyone was like, oh. A man who owned a sausage factory was showing his arrogant arsehole son around it. Try as he might to impress his snobbish son, his son would just sneer and look down his nose at everything. They approached the heart of the factory where the father thought this should impress him. He showed his son a machine and said, "Son, this is the heart of the factory. With this machine here, we put in a pig and out come some sausages." The son, unimpressed, said, "Yeah, but do you have a machine where you can put in a sausage and out comes a pig?" The father says, "Yes, son. We call that your mother."
It's savage.
Little shit. Is the volume all right? Is it too loud in your headphones? Are you good?
No, why did you say
I
that?
saw you just adjusted it a couple of times. That's all good, all good.
No.
All right, cool.
Bob went to a clinic for a checkup. He was instructed to take off his clothes and put on a gown by the nurse so the doctor could examine him. Ahead of you, shyly, he says that... Oh, fucking hell, I don't understand. Wait, hold on. Why is ahead of you, question mark? Why the fuck is even that?
I know, it's hard, bro. It's hard.
Ahead of you, shyly, he asks. Ahead of you.
Bro, you know what's the worst thing is?
Okay, in front of you. In front of you.
You can start again, right?
Yeah.
But like, the worst thing is, this is how when I'm slightly fatigued, my writing is worse than that. Like, I've written sentences before, look back at them and gone like, what the fuck? Have I been writing in? Have I been like possessed and am I writing through someone else? But
that's only usually, for me, that's only usually down to my, like, I'll write something about my handwriting so poor. Like, you know, when you start looking at what you've written from different angles,
yeah, and it's your own handwriting, and you're like,
and I start turning the page sideways. I'm like, oh, what was I?
Yeah. Do you know what's one of the biggest lies I think my mum told me? She looked at my handwriting when I was younger, and I was like, "Mum, my handwriting's so bad." She's like, "Don't worry, it will get better." I asked her the other day. I said to her, "Do you really think it was going to get better?" She's like, "You know, got to hope for the best with these ones." It's so funny. Like, my handwriting still like looks like 9-10 years old sometimes.
Man, same. I did all those handwriting books.
Did they work?
Obviously not, bro. Obviously not.
Did they make any improvement at all? Like, if you didn't use those books, would it just look like somebody used an extra sketcher?
I don't know. Maybe it might look, if I didn't do those, it would look like I wrote everything with my left hand.
Fair enough. I'm left-handed. Let's maybe that's where I'm going wrong. Maybe I'm a righty.
Man, have you tried it? Have you tried to write with your right?
If you don't want to see that, it looks the only way it could be reasonable if we sold it as like abstract art or something like that. Like, you know, it's like this is Picasso. This is like Picasso reborn. That's
give it a good story, man. Whack a couple of zeros in the end or whatever it is. Yeah,
let's do it, bro.
All right. Well, new business venture just worked out there.
Sorted. Come on, right, Marcus Banksy.
Bob went to a clinic for a checkup. He was instructed to take off his clothes and put on a gown by the nurse so the doctor could examine him. In front of you, shyly, he asks. The nurse replies, "Well, no, but I have previously seen a human body." Bob replies, "Oh, you'd pass out from laughter at looking at my body." The nurse assured the patient, "Of course I won't laugh. I'm a professional. Never once in more than 20 years have I ever laughed at a patient." The patient replied, "Okay then," before lowering his pants to display a gigantic masculine body and the smallest adult male genitalia the nurse had ever seen. It resembled a AAA battery in both length and width. The nurse struggled vainly to suppress her giggle, but it just burst out. She then began to laugh as she was already laughing. She tried to maintain her composure after feeling awfully guilty for making fun of the man's privates. "I'm very sorry, I don't know what happened to me. I swear it won't happen again on the basis of my integrity as a nurse and as a lady. Tell me now, what seems to be the issue, Bob?" "It's swollen." Fucking butcher that as well. Jesus. Oh, dear.
You got there in the end.
Dear, oh
You got there
dear,
in the
man.
end.
What's going on?
It's all right. We'll have an off game. Right. Here's a slight twist, Sean. Here are some morbidly true jokes.
Ooh.
Or maybe we could call it morbidly true facts. Here are some morbidly true facts. If everybody in the world held hands around the equator, most of them would drown. Build a man a fire and he'll be warm for a day. Set a man on fire and he'll be warm for the rest of his life.
You know, I like the energy that you're delivering these with. This is.
Did you know, after all these years, the swimming pool on the Titanic is still full of water? There are more aeroplanes in the ocean than there are submarines in the sky. Outside of a dog, a book is a man's best friend. Inside of a dog is too dark to read. Sorry, these are really bad, right?
Yeah, carry on.
One time, a guy handed me a picture of him. He said, "Here's a picture of me when I was younger." I was like, "Every picture of you is when you were younger." People eat more bananas than monkeys. There you go.
That one took a second. I was like, did they eat more bananas than monkeys eat bananas, or do they eat more bananas than eating monkeys?
That's exactly it, innit? That's the. But yeah, there you go. So those are some morbidly true jokes. Have you got anything else for us, Sean, or would you like us to continue? I've got coming up after this. I've got something that I think you'll be a fan of. It's an homage to you, Sean. The next one that I've got coming up after your joke. Hit me.
A female secretary was helping her new boss set his computer up and asked him what he would like to use for his password. Wanting to embarrass his new secretary a bit and let her know where they stood, he smugly told her to enter PEN !S. Without blinking or saying a word, she entered the password. She then almost died laughing at the computer's response. Password rejected. Not long enough.
Yes. Come on. Right, Sean. This is called A Punderful Funeral Part 2.
What?
We had some responses and I've collated some of them for you, Sean. So this is for you. If you want A Punderful Funeral Part 1, you can find it on all of our socials. I was at a funeral of a friend of mine and his wife's... I was at a funeral of a friend of mine and his wife asked me if I could say a few quick words. I stood at the front, cleared my throat, choked back the tears and said, 24 hours. The widow said, "Thank you. That made my day." Another stands up and says, "Well." The widow says, "That's very deep." The next man stands up and says, "Blanket." And the widow says, "That's very comforting." Another one gets up and says, "Being alive." And she says, "Thank you. He would have liked that." This is from the guys. This is from the guys from How to Kill an Hour. Like, I love you for this. All right. Sorry. After the service, then the priest came up to the widow and said, "Ghost elevator." The widow says, "Thank you. That lifts my spirits." Another guy came up and said, "Mucho." The widow said, another guy came up and said, "Mucho." Another guy came up and said, "Mucho." The widow said, "That means a lot." Another guy gets up and says, "Stuttering." The widow says, "Thank you. I know that was hard to say." Another man sheepishly comes up and says, "Climaxed." The widow says, "Thank you for coming." Finally, a man stood up and said, "Michael Jackson." The widow got up and said, "Thank you. Those words really touched me." Sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry. You know what? Thanks for the gag. Hey, bruv, if you've got your own one to add to the mix, please add it to the comments, bruv. That's fantastic. That's all from the gang across Instagram, TikTok,
big up.
Facebook.
Oh, that got me.
Oh, they're good, man.
Brilliant.
What was your favourite out of all of them?
Oh, God.
Mucho was great for me.
Mucho one
Mucho. Thank you.
killed me.
That means a lot.
The ghost elevator one was good.
I think,
that's
you know
brilliant.
what? I'm cool with them bending the rules because I think the original one was just like a word, innit? But a couple of words.
Oh, I'm all about it. Oh, they're brilliant.
That's fantastic. Thank you.
I'm hoping that we can have some updates.
Of course. I mean, look, I feel like we've drained the barrel now, but I thought that last time. I thought we'd done everything that could be done, but these guys have really stepped up. The Michael Jackson one's such a stretch, but I love it though.
Hey, you pulled it off. I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. You got another one? Because I've got another one for you, Sean, if you want.
Have you indeed? Ooh.
I got one that I think you'll like. It's one of them. Oh, I tried to make it so you can't get the ending of it, but you're quite good at picking up on these things.
An old man in overalls sits on the porch and a hound dog lays in the yard.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, sir, but does your dog bite? A jogger asks. The old man looks over his newspaper and replies, nope. As soon as the jogger enters the yard, the dog begins snarling and growling and then attacks the jogger. As the jogger flails around in the yard, he yells, I thought you said your dog didn't bite. The old man mutters, ain't my dog. You know, he's one of them ones where, like, I'm just thinking of this old dude in like a rocking chair in it, just not giving a shit about life.
Man, that's something that we do, innit? Does your dog bite? Nah, man, friendly as heck. Oh, that's not my dog. Oh, that'll make a wicked sketch, innit? All right. A doctor at an insane asylum decided to take his patients to a baseball game. For weeks in advance, he coached his patients to respond to his commands. When the day of the game arrived, everything went well. As the national anthem started, the doctor yelled, "Up nuts!" and the patients complied by standing up. After the anthem, he yelled, "Down nuts!" and then they all sat back down in their seats. After a home run was hit, the doctor yelled, "Cheer nuts!" and they all broke out in applause and cheered. When the umpire made a particularly bad call against the star of the home team, the doctor yelled, "Boo nuts!" and they all started booing and catcalling. Comfortable with their response, the doctor decided to get a beer and a hot dog and left his assistant in charge. When he returned, there was a riot in progress. Finding his missing assistant, the doctor asked, "What in the world happened?" The assistant replied, "Well, everything was going just fine until this guy walked by and yelled, 'Peanuts!' Peanuts!" Sorry.
I didn't do that one coming.
Peanuts! There you go. That would make a better edit. But that was... You didn't see that one coming?
I
thought that was a good one, man.
Do you know the maddest thing now is that when you started talking about a baseball game, the first thing that came into my head is Wally the alligator.
Wally. Yes, Wally the deer alligator, who we... Well, is he a deer?
The support alligator.
Is he though, Sean? Is he though?
Is he what?
Is he a support alligator though, or is he not? Remember, look, I don't want to rehash what we spoke about in previous podcasts, but we think he could have nefarious.
Do you know what it is? I don't want to assume.
Okay.
Just because of his species, I thought about this deeply.
Yeah. You don't want to assume.
And I thought, do you know what, man? Wally deserves a fair crack at the whip.
Listen, a crack at the he does, man. All right, fine, fair enough. We'll see until next episode. The emotional alligators kill someone. Now it's time for the next part of the show, which is killer bits. But it's not of the week, so we haven't got killer bits. Where Sean and I quickly have a talk about how we've been killing some time recently this week, man. How you been killing time, Sean?
Oh, it's not been an overly exciting week. Seeing I've still been recovering, man. It's been this whatever I ended up getting has just been
all right then. Well then,
killed me. I will say this.
Yeah, go
on. For anyone who's interested in sim racing, I got I gave a little bit of time this week to VR Rally.
Yeah.
And on WRC 23, yeah, they recently introduced the beta, released the beta for VR, and it's a lot.
Good, like a lot good.
Man. It's good. Yeah, it's visually. This is the thing that you always have to worry about VR is that there are certain games that get released and it's just a bolt on and it's horrendous. So I think the last Formula 1 game I bought was like 2022. The VR in it was horrible. Like, you can't. You put the goggles on and you go like when you're stationary. You kind of look around. You're like, oh, this looks pretty good. And as soon as you start moving, you just can't. You can't see enough in front of you. It's awful. They've done a pretty good job. And I would say that the only other game I played Rally was Dirt 2, and this one is slightly easier on the brain.
Is it on the VR sickness?
Yeah, it's definitely better. You can do a horizon lock, and that definitely. I mean, I remember playing the Dirt 2 before, and you make you do some jumps and stuff, and it will make you feel super weird. And this one's, but it's super exciting. Also, I just like going sideways, so it's quite nice in VR. You can just look out of your side window where you're like
when you're drifting.
Yeah, you're just fully sideways looking out your window.
Heavy. How close is it to real life driving? Would you say, like the experience?
I've only done a bit of rally driving before. It's very immersive, man.
Okay.
Compared to like this is the difference, right? Playing this exactly the identical game with all the same setup on a screen compared to playing in VR, there are so many differences that I can feel when you play. Like your speed perception and depth perception are just 20 times better. You can get so close your nose to apexes, you're handbraking around stuff, you can get super close. And on a screen, for me anyway, I'm like, it's a bit of just a kind of guess at certain points, whereas you can kind of feel it.
Yeah, and have you got haptic feedback in your rigging as well? So like in the wheel or...
Yeah.
So then it feels like you're actually in there, innit?
Yeah, so like the things that give you the most immersion, apart from visuals, are obviously all the feedback that you get through the wheel. And then I've got the feedback that comes through the seat. So I've got transducer. So for instance, if you're sitting there in your seat now, if you were to flick the transducer on and then start your engine, you would feel all the vibrations through the seat. So that's actually one of the first things, especially when you're in VR, that I notice if I've forgotten to configure it or turn it on correctly. Like immediately when you start, there's a disconnect.
Okay.
Because for instance, you might go over a jump, and as you land, your brain expects impact. So you get impact through get impact through the wheel as you land, and but if you don't get any impact through like your body, it feels weird.
Do you think that will reduce VR sickness? If all of that stuff, do you think it could help reduce it because your body's expecting these feelings?
Honestly, I actually think that the more congruent what you're seeing or what you're feeling is, the more immersion you'll feel, and probably the less sick you'll get because your brain is going, I'm expecting this, and then it delivers it, and then it goes, cool. So it's really weird. You can drive at 120, 130 mile an hour, you're totally fine, and then you might get to a point where you mess up a little bit, and then you have to almost stop or like reverse or something, and those movements when you're like reversing and then going back forward again, your body is expecting the feeling of going backwards and going forward, and when it doesn't happen, your body goes, whoa. It gets weird. It just goes, what happened there? Or if you stack it into a tree, obviously you don't feel that force, because you can miss a jump and be mid-air into a tree at like 160 kilometers an hour, and obviously ideally you would have probably closed your eyes or looked away, but I kind of trained myself just to see what if just like eyes open like into a tree. Eyes opened into a tree. And so if anyone is interested in WRC, I mean I've got it on PC, but I play through Meta Quest 3 or Meta 3. Good experience.
So you played it on a Meta 3 but hooked it up to all the other bits?
I've got it running I've got it running with my PC, but I use my VR just as a display, because you wouldn't be able to run
of course
that kind of power coming
that's heavy, man.
And we still, bruv, you still need to come and we should record that.
We should defo, man. I mean, I might bath though.
I want to see. That's why we should record it.
Yeah. Have you got a big fan that you can put on? I feel like that helps me as well. If there's a big fan in there, I'll bring one with me.
You can bring a fan if you want. You can do it for support.
Come on, Marcus. Don't just puts their hand over my mouth. Don't waste it.
They'll just hold a bag. A bucket.
Yeah.
No, is your VR legs not
It's 50-50. Sometimes I'm great, sometimes I'm not. I feel like on a flying sim I might be better because it's slower, innit? Like, so that would be nice.
Yeah.
But
that's a weird one actually. The flying. So a friend of mine, he used to get like, we would better play for about 15, maybe even 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, like burping, like you can tell. And then he got his VR legs, but there are certain like flying games, like you just said. Oh, there's one that you have like one of those wingsuits on, and you jump and you go through.
Shit!
And he was like fine with that. Or the like flying one, you're like flying around like shooting other planes and stuff like that. He was like totally fine. But when it came to, so it's it is weird, isn't it? How some of them affect you and some of them are.
For the wingsuit one, I'd want to lie on a bench and do it though.
I probably end up falling. Yeah. But if you watch the ones where they take is it walk the plank where they get football teams and stuff like that? And that shit's hilarious.
We had Max Denham in a DJ. He was playing a game and he punched the TV screen because he was getting so into it. It was super hot. He was playing super hot.
He was playing super hot.
Yeah,
man like Max.
Bam. Yeah.
I haven't seen Max in ages.
Screen. Yeah, man, good guy. Michael, a bit for the week is MV7 podcast microphone from Shure. So basically, Shure, we like a Shure mic. We're on Shure mics now. Use them all the time.
Indeedy.
Big fan of them. So basically, they've upped the levels for the MV7, which probably, like I'd say, is just the best. I'll show you a picture of it. It's the best creator mic out there from Shure. Really, when I say creator mic, it's like for people that want to do podcasts, people that want to do content creation. They're kind of getting into the fact that as well as these products like being something that are usable, they also want to make them kind of fun to use. They've got a little LED on the top of it.
Oh, that's cool.
As you talk, lights up. If you talk, gives you
depending on your level.
On your level,
or
you can just have it glow in different colors as well. Because people have their stuff matching their setup.
I know very little about mics and stuff.
Yeah.
I get most of my information from you. Can I ask? Did you say previously that it tended to be that when Shure released the mic, it ended up being used for like different purposes to what they initially released it for, and people used to.
It's not always, but it has happened. So, for example, the SM7B, the mic that you see us use a lot on the studio, right, has been a microphone that was designed for broadcast, I believe, like for TV. I think it was created for. Actually, was it for live show? I can't remember. I'm going to mess this up. But it was created for live shows, but it wasn't intended to be used for radio. It wasn't designed with that intent. But it ended up having all of the...
But there was a mass adoption.
Mass adoption of it because it just had all the right things. And even the mics that we're using right now, the Nexodynes, these are created to be stage mics. But the bits that they have in them, I said to Shaw, like, look, these might be great for just podcasting, So that's why we're trying them out at the moment.
See, these are...
Because the thing is, like, the SM7Bs are great, and these are great as well. But these have slightly smaller form factor, so they're just smaller microphones, but they do pick up your voice and they're really directional. So like when you're like talking over here, I'm only like an inch away from the mic, you can hardly hear me. But when so it's just like stops noise and stuff like that. But yeah, with the Shure MV7, this may not happen with it in terms of it being used for another purpose because they had the MV7, but this is the MV7 Plus. So the MV7 was like a microphone that they created, which was specifically kind of like cheaper than the SM7B, but great for content creators, like a nice compromise on price and output. This one here has also got a USB-C output as well and a headphone output. So you can plug it into your computer via USB-C, have a pair of headphones, and you've got your mic. You can hear everything going into it. You can hear everything coming out your stream. You're good to create content, Zoom calls, whatever. Also got an auto level mode, which I messed with. We turn it on. If you're really quiet, it turns up the gain. So if you're like talking really quietly, it sounds really good. And if you're like shouting, it turns it down as well.
How good was that when you're maybe switching up the levels fairly quickly? Is it
it's about 2 seconds, 3 seconds? So you'd be like, rah, 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 and then you'd be like talking quietly, and then slowly it would sound really nice and intimate. And then you shout again and it'll be really quiet.
You know what we need that for?
What?
We need that for watching films late at night.
Oh my days. Yeah.
Where you have, and then an explosion happens, and you're like trying to grab the remote to turn it down.
Yeah.
That should be. I end up watching films with subtitles if I'm not looking to like wake people up and.
Yeah, I'm very lucky. I got a nighttime mode on my speaker where it does all of that. It compresses it, so all the quiet bits are louder and louder bits quiet. But even with that, subtitles,
absolutely, bro.
All right. It's got digital pop filter. It's got everything you need to sound good out the box without having to fart around with stuff.
Oh, that sounds...
So like this microphone, if I was to turn off all the effects, I might be able to do it on the pod.
So we don't have the experience that you have with the microphones.
Exactly. So this is this microphone without any effects here. You might not notice the difference, but as soon as I turn everything on again, Can you hear a massive difference from my voice here or not? As I keep talking, I'll turn it off. Da, 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 da. Marcus is talking right now. Can you hear how it's gone like quieter, lost a little bass and stuff? They do all that stuff, and we're running that through a desk now. So that sounds really good. So it does all that stuff with a bit of software and the microphone, which is great for like if you're a content creator. I personally think.
But it's plug and play for someone who's not.
There we go.
Like super experienced in.
There we go. Yeah,
with the settings, configuration, getting
exactly.
it perfect.
And it's also got like effects as well, like reverb effects. You know, stuff that we've messed around sometimes here on the show. Like we have a desk that we can do that with. This does it all in the mic. 269 quid. It's getting really good reviews as well. People are loving it, saying it's easy to set up. It's good quality. And yeah, man, I just think it's a nice little microphone to use.
You know what it is as well? To take another hurdle out of the creation of content, it's a win. It's a win for people because some people are going to be like really intrigued, interested in the minutiae of getting the sound perfect and understanding everything. And a lot of people, that's not what they're about. They want to be able to just, focus on their content.
I'm 100%, like 100% believe in that. Because I feel like we've seen like that happen with podcasting. That's radio being accessible, YouTube, TV accessible, all these kind of things. I get some people are like, oh my gosh, there's so much crap, but also you get amazing bits of content that shine through the dirt, like the award-winning How to Kill an Hour. Do you know what I mean?
What?
Stuff. So yeah, man, no, it's good, and I always like to say thanks to the products that come out that just make things easy. Because it's not always all about you have to be like it's like production and stuff. There's certain tools that come out and producers like, well, everyone's gonna make a beat now. I'm like, yeah, that's okay. Like, like I think people always forget how far technology's come. It's like people that moan at, I don't know, like there might be a new production software that can make the beat making really easy, and people are like, well, it's not fair because I don't need to learn. I'm like, hang on, Mozart ain't gonna turn up when you've created a beat and be like, do you actually know how to play the guitar? Do you know how to create? Do you know how to like command all of these instruments? So yeah, I really like it, man. Anyway, I'll stop banging on about that. I think it's time for us to step into our next part of the show, Sean, which is news stories of the week. There we go.
Sorry, I'm still enjoying that.
In fact, Sean, I was trying to fight to find some crime this week so that we could step into it. You
were trying to fight.
I was trying to find some crime, not fight some crime. I was trying to find some crime so that I could do our next show.
You've been to Harlesden recently.
But can we pretend that this is a crime even though this isn't a crime?
Okay.
This story I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
Unless you have do you have a crime? Do you have a crime related story?
No, that's the case.
No, I had a snitch. Do you have a crime related story at all, or?
I might do. Really? First, I might do.
Okay. No, if you have a crime related story, okay. Because if you do, I just have our jingle for it, brother. I'm kind of overcooking it now.
Oh, is that one? There's one kind of semi-related. Yeah. It's not. It's based on a crime, but that's not the main body of work. I'm gonna still put it into this section.
Okay, cool. All right, then. All right. Well, I do have it can be this. All right, you know what? Let's stop fighting around. Time for crime of the week. Sean.
Right, piracy is a crime.
Piracy is a crime, bro. You wouldn't move into a building without anyone's permission, would you? You wouldn't.
Actually, a squaw.
Yeah. You wouldn't set up shop and have your own bits and bobs in there, including your own printer.
In a sign.
Oh, that is right. Roof Ninja. I don't know why they just. Why Ninja? Like,
no,
why?
Wait. Because
there you go.
She has ski goggles.
Oh, right.
On her forehead.
All right, cool. I didn't know that was like the classic ninja. Like when you say ninja to me, the first thing I don't say is definitely ski goggles. I'm like, like stars, ninja stars, nunchucks, a gi of sorts.
Can I just say, you know, like ninja stars.
Yeah.
They were like the metals. It was too expensive. Like, they didn't used to like throw them away.
Okay.
I would just
were they just a flex?
Put it out there. No, I don't even think they were really, because you can imagine you throw one.
Yeah.
That's like It's like if you made you could only shoot like gold bullets.
Yeah.
It's something like that. It was I don't think it's really actually a thing. Anyway.
Okay, cool. So, a roof ninja woman found living inside a shop sign said it was an old safe spot. A 30-year-old woman had a coffee maker, computer, bedding, phone, and even a printer inside the sign. So she was running that electricity, baby. A woman who was living inside the sign on a roof told police officers it was an old safe spot. So unfortunately, she couldn't be named, but she was found by the police in the attic-like space inside a family fair sign on the 23rd of April. Now, family fair looks like a US store. I do not know what they sell in there.
I saw it definitely looks like a convenience store.
Looks like a convenience store of sorts, a supermarket of sorts. It looks like where you go in there, you can buy all the sorts of stuff you can get in America, like watermelons, fruit, chicken, gun, bullets, whatever, all that kind of stuff in there.
Normal stuff, yeah.
The woman had been living there for over a year and had her own coffee maker, computer, bedding, phone, and printer with her. Do you know what, Sean? Straight away, I don't want to give her a round of applause, but I am in my head giving her a round of applause. I am so impressed by
the MacGyverness.
Lovely. The MacGyverness of this. Printer, coffee maker, all that kind of stuff. I'm just thinking, you set up shop, man.
You got like creature comforts, things that are important to you. And also, do you know what it is as well? And it very much frustrates me, the amount of housing, which is just people buy up and it's just empty, and you've got these people that don't have somewhere to live, and then people getting kicked out of places where you're like, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Man.
Anyway.
I mean, I want to get back into that in just a second, actually, because that's a really good point. But the sign was estimated to be 5 foot wide, it's 1.5 meters, and 8 foot tall, which is 2.4 meters. So it's like,
but we have a width and a height, but we don't have a length.
It's
not long.
It's not long. It's very good. I'm looking at the family fair sign. I feel like it looks like a pointed roof. So maybe it was 2.4, its highest point. It's a large
ridge.
Yeah, it's a large cupboard, isn't it? It's not. It's like a really, think of a small bathroom. I think it's that kind of size, isn't it? It's not like a massive living space. But the fact that they've managed to make it work is amazing.
She's got warmth, shelter.
Yeah.
Caffeine. Printing facilities.
Yeah, man. She was asked how she found the space. She said it's an old safe spot that was known to her family and secret to most others.
I believe it was something like some builders saw a extension lead and followed it, and that's how they.
Is that it?
I think it was something like that. Yeah,
because I want to know how she got electric. But yeah, about her saying it was a secret, she said not anymore after police found her, and she stopped explaining why she'd been living there for over a year. The woman emerged in black clothing with ski goggles, perched on her head, and has been given the name Roof Ninja.
There's worse surnames, nicknames. Roof Ninja's got a good
roof
ring.
Cunt, innit? That's horrible, isn't it? Tell me that ain't cool, they said to the woman. That's true, she responded. I don't know. Anyway, when she asked how officers, when officers asked how she got on the roof, one said, "A ladder. We're not a roof ninja." Okay, whatever. But people, there you go. Contractors saw an extension cord all the way to the hideaway. The woman was inside when 2 officers asked her to open a small door in the back of the sign. So this is where she got caught. She ran electricity. Listen, if you're doing a move like this, it's 2024. You've got printing facilities and coffee facilities, and you've got a convenience store conveniently close. You need to go down there and get your hands on a little drill, and you need to conceal those leads. Because if she concealed those leads, she could be listening to this podcast right now, sipping a coffee,
listening to us through her coffee machine.
Printing off the dialogue that we're talking about and reading it and having a great time. There was no sign of a ladder, so it's possible the woman made her way to the roof by climbing up somewhere else. I've seen loads of American shows. There's always a maintenance ladder somewhere to get back up there.
Or she's the roof ninja.
Do you reckon she just looks at the roof?
Why are you wearing ski goggles? In case you fall from you're scaling vast heights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Never know.
Caffeinated hero. She's told police she had a job elsewhere, asked them to call her employer. So she has a job and everything. Do you know what?
Stack peas, live frugally.
Yeah, she had flooring laid down. She had a mini desk, had her clothing, a Keurig coffee maker.
Can I just say, yeah. I've seen and I think this is becoming a little bit of a social media trend, where I think initially, I don't know who it was, built like trucks and stuff, and then people just end up living in their vehicles, and I've seen a lot of conversions recently. Crazy, man.
Some of them are amazing. I know that a lot of long haul trucks do have space for sleeping.
Oh, well, that's cool. Yeah. It's called tramping, right? think it's called tramping. So
when you're actually a truck driver.
So when you're a truck driver and you sleep in your cab, some of those cabs are
wild.
Honestly, man.
What, like
crazy.
A little yard back there.
Oh, 100%. Amazing. But these people have made like, they've got fridge facilities, toilet facilities, like bed, desk space, and some of the transformations have been amazing. So I feel as if in the world right now where it's so like the cost of living is ridiculous, like people are turning to houseboats. You know, people living out like but you know, spending, some of these have been like $3,000 to $5,000 for the whole project, and they're able to, as long as you have somewhere like legit that you can park your vehicle, you just it's amazing.
Especially in Scotland, you don't even need to you can camp anywhere, wild camps. If it's Scotland, you can just cruise around your car, pull up, sleep anywhere. But yeah, man, it's mad, because you know what's sad as well is all of those things, like even getting a canal boat now has become so expensive because of all of that, man. But yeah, it's got knock-on effects, isn't it? Exactly, you know what I mean? Exactly. But what I'm a little bit upset with is this could have been resolved in a different way. I reckon, what if Family Fair said, look, quit your job, you now work for us, have a job with us, and we'll and you can pay rent to live in that space, because that space is otherwise being unused, isn't it? Clearly not hurt anyone. Have the space, innit? Keep the space.
You know what it is? It all comes, not all of it, but it comes down to ownership and also safety of access as well. Yeah,
she's a ninja though, so clearly, you know, that
don't worry about it. Put it on the lease.
Yeah, you can't be a ninja. Yeah, man. Couldn't they build her a little staircase or something? Do you know what I mean? Couldn't they just make it hospitable and then say, right, across all the Family Fair store signs, we now have a position where you can be a live-in caretaker or whatever, or live in something, and you have a job on site. I don't know, man. I just
obviously
feel like,
as well, she's handy,
bro.
Do you know what I mean?
Thrifty, handy, thinks outside of the cupboard box, bedroom either. Yeah, man. I'm a little bit like. So even though she's a criminal, she's not a criminal. She's a Gemini. Shout out to the Roof Ninja, man. I appreciate that. Roof Ninja. What have you got for us, Sean? I mean, if it's crime related, we can do it again if you want.
It is. I'm gonna say it is crime related.
Go on. What is it? Is it an of the week?
Get your hand off the button.
Okay, all right. I was going to do that of the week for you, bro. I was ready for you.
We're going to roll it into the same section. Necklace saves man's life.
Of the week.
Sorry. Why didn't you press the button?
Oh, sorry. Of the week.
Sorry. That was a more... This one has a bit of more of a... It impacts, because you slowed it down. I like it.
I use my... authoritarian voiceover voice of.
Oh yeah.
The Jeremy Clarkson, Top Gear, circa whatever. In the world. Today I'm going to drive a lawnmower across Britain.
I miss Top Gear, I'm not gonna lie.
Good times, man.
Yeah.
Good times.
Right. Necklace saves man's life after stopping bullet going into his neck.
Damn,
son.
And this isn't Busta Rhymes, who's currently, as we speak, wearing the fattest chain in the world.
But is it for protection? Could be.
Could be.
It doubles as jewelry, but really, get shot in the neck, you want a fat chain on.
Yeah, man. It's like dogs that wear the things with spikes. I didn't know till recently that stops other dogs biting their neck when they wear the collar with spikes.
What? I didn't know that.
What? You're a dog owner. You didn't know that? That's why some. Yeah.
Well, I don't know the dog at the moment. But
no,
yes,
you were a dog owner. Sorry.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes. Wow. I did not. I thought it was just. Yeah. I thought it was just a flex.
I thought it was like trying to make your dog look a bit punky. But no, it's to stop other dogs biting your dog's neck.
Fair play.
Mad, isn't it? Yeah.
Damn. I was today old when I.
Sorry. Anyway, no, I'd love to hear. Yeah, continue, Sean. Continue.
So yeah, well, I'm going to say this guy got shot with a 22,
right?
And it hit the chain, and it only left a puncture wound instead of killing him.
What?
Yeah, it only left a small puncture wound because it literally hit him right on. I mean, it also.
Have you got a picture of it?
It's not the fattest chain.
Okay. What? Oh no, he was lucky. So this is a thick
it's not
chain.
Busta Rhymes. It was
because Busta Rhymes' chain is like the same thickness as
a belt.
As a belt, yeah.
And
yeah, this is like, oh my god, he's so lucky.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking. It's like a centimeter.
Yeah,
thick,
yeah,
something like that.
What's the chain man out of? Because if it was gold, surely the bullet would have gone through it. So maybe he's good.
Silver.
For him. Silver, nice. Gold is softer than silver, right? So if it was a gold chain, it could have gone through.
Potentially. Also, I suppose it depends on what carat is, because I believe the higher the carat, the softer the gold.
Yeah. So
if you had
basically,
like Indian gold, like 24 carat, I think that's very malleable.
Yeah.
And also more orangey, innit?
And more expensive. So he's wearing. Pure silver is softer than gold or platinum. Okay, so he's wearing a cheap silver chain.
Listen to us.
Yeah, there you go. So he's wearing a cheap silver chain, which shows if you're thrifty with your chain shopping, it could save your life. Jeez. There you go. I'm looking at the picture of it. Shit, man, it looks proper mangled. Where the bullet hit, I think it looks like the bullet is still in it in the picture. Is the bullet still in it?
Oh yeah, approximately 10 mil. Just putting out there.
Oh, 10 mil. Yeah, about a centimetre. He is so fucking lucky. Also, you've got to wear that chain for the rest of your life now. That's your lucky chain. You've got to wear that. I'd wear that chain. Oh, if that was me.
Also,
yeah,
it's a conversation starter, innit?
What, bro?
What a piece to bring out.
Come on. Sorry, your chain's a bit. Oh, this. Oh, yeah. Funny story. Fucking hell, he's going on again.
Just sit down. You got time for this?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I remember hearing one previously where a guy got hit by a lightning bolt on his chain, and it like tattooed the chain on his neck, but he survived because of it. And then there was a discussion as to, did the chain save his life, or did the chain attract the lightning bolt in the first place?
Yeah, I'd say it definitely attracted the lightning, but and then what if he had a belt buckle and the lightning went down there instead? Or I mean, because it's to go for a chain, I don't know, like it feels like quite a small bit of conductivity to have on you,
unless it was Busta Rhymes.
Unless it was Busta Rhymes. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, but that's a wild one though, bro. But yeah, but
sometimes it pays to wear a thick chain.
Yes, exactly. A thick, cheap chain. Yeah.
No, but if gold is stronger, than a fat, expensive chain, a fat platinum chain is your best defensive strategy for your neck. Neck protector.
Protect your neck. Would you want a low carat one though? So it's cheaper with a bit of steel in there or something, a bit of bulletproof steel in there, just a
Kevlar necklace.
Kevlar necklace. Oh my! Why is that not?
I don't know yet, but if it's not, can we start a Kevlar necklace?
I'm googling it now. Hey, let's see Kevlar necklace. Oh, they exist.
Oh damn!
$129,000 is the first one that's come up for me, which is a little bit. I'll be honest, bit out of my price range. If I'm honest with you, Sean, have you got? Can you lend me a bit for that? Kevlar necklaces. There's Kevlar chains. Oh, I don't know why that one's so expensive, but there are Kevlar necklaces and pendants out there. But my suggestion would be to avoid situations where bullets are flying towards you. Yes, and that's probably the best, because then you don't need to protect your neck.
Yeah, but this is all like in a utopian world you're talking about here, isn't it?
Yeah. Instead, America. Yeah. How did this happen, by the way? Does it say what happens for this shooting to happen?
I mean, someone is getting done for attempted murder.
Oh, you're pissed as well, man.
Yep. This guy, the guy who shot him. Yeah, the guy who shot him is obviously
gang related.
I think so. It doesn't say, but I'm gonna.
Was this person young or old? Does it give us any more information about it? Because you've got to skip out of that situation and be like, I'm gonna live my life differently.
It doesn't
after this. Apparently, it's from Colorado.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't see Colorado.
Denver.
Yeah, Denver, man.
Colorado.
But yeah, man. Look,
it must change your outlook on life, right? When I believe, like, when something happens like that, surely that must change your outlook.
When you came off the ped that you spoke about a few weeks ago, was that one of those ones where if it went wrong, you could have been really bad? Did that kind of give you a wake up call, or were you too young to?
No, it did. Relax? It did, because I mean, I was 15, but when I was coming back from that trip, I was going to buy a DNA. Do you remember the DNAs?
DNA moped, yeah.
I was going to buy one of those.
They were the coolest,
and they were cool.
They were like the most motorbikey looking moped
they were like
out there.
The baby superbike, innit?
Yeah.
That's what it was. I think they were still only 50s, if I remember correctly. Yeah. And then when I returned back, I made a decision to hold off until I get my driving license, and I didn't get a ped, and so it could have saved me from a worse fate. But I do remember, like, after that happened, thinking I was 1 or 2 maneuvers away from potentially dying.
Yeah, I think you're very lucky to survive, and to be honest, like,
skills as well, though.
Yeah, obviously, man's got skills in it. to turn the guy with the torn up shirt. Anyway, that's what have you done? Kid was like this. But like, yeah, man, like I think the last time that happened to me is when I had that skiing accident, because I can't ski very well, but I fell.
You've had
skiing.
multiple moments where you've kind of felt that way.
Probably, yeah. Because when you're a kid, innit? We do. When you're young, we jump off shit, ride. I think we're a bit more fearless.
Can I just say as well? Yeah. I think that your tolerance for it now has diminished. Because I remember we were in Romania.
Yeah.
And I was talking about this yesterday with KJ. And we went to cross the road. We were just talking about how much of a fussy you are, innit? And
Fricks.
No, we were talking about when we popped to Romania, and I remember there was a point in which we crossed the road, and it was semi sketchy. But I remember afterwards you were quite. And you know what? Thinking about it, I'm like, no, it's true. It's daft to put even your life at 5% risk for something like that. But
we crossed the road. Basically, a bunch of us are crossing the road in another country where you just don't cross the road as well. And there was a massive bus that went, and we all pulled back. Yeah, it was safe, but I was just thinking, fuck. Like,
but I remember when we crossed the road afterwards, like you were physically, like,
I was shaking, bro.
Yeah, you were a bit like, bro, we need to not. We need to, man. And then we were like, "Oh, should we jump on these scooters?" And you were like, "Listen, guys,
yeah, man. I think, yeah,
sensible,
man. I just
sensible in our old age, more sensible in our old age,
way more sensible. Yeah, like for example, when we're like teenagers, we like went to Napa, all got mopeds, and pretty much was a race to see who crashed theirs first.
But you know that the whole like male idiot theory.
Yeah,
like we live
theory.
Reality.
Yeah.
And then as we've got older, we just I think I can't remember if this is actually a legit stat, but it's something like that. Like most men die from doing things around other males for whether it be respect or whatever.
Yeah, with absolute zero research, I'm gonna put 100%
yeah,
fact.
but if you do the research, then it's supposed right?
Yeah. Without any research, I'm gonna say that's a fact. Yeah, man. Like, so yeah, that happened when I was shaky, and I was shaky for a bit after that. And just to give you context, like stone cold sober at the time.
Yeah,
everything's cool. I was just a bit like,
we were just like rolling for like we were going for like dinner or something. Yeah, we were just like walking.
It was like a motorway sized main road that we were crossing. And I was just like, it was fucking hell. Cars are going
It was
fast.
a bit sketchy. It was a bit sketchy because I remember we did end up running across the road, and the bus was a bit closer than we thought. And yeah,
did all that stuff, and I was like, and I had a skiing trip where I fell over and mashed myself up. Like,
you did your shoulder, right?
Yeah, I did my shoulder. It's fully repaired now. And it's fully back, and I realised that's the last injury I think I'll have where I could make a full recovery. If I was to have that injury now, I don't think it's a full recovery kind of thing. I think it's like trying to get it back, but like I feel a lot more brittle. Shall we say?
Come on, man, come on.
Yeah, me. But
there's a few more years before
that. A few more broken, but she was like, "Come on, man, come on, break a few bones."
Also, what was that? 4 years?
2019. Yeah.
Yeah, man, come on.
I came back from that well, but like it just the idea of not, because I think it took a while to recover. The idea of not being able to have the full use of my arm again, because it took like 6 months.
Oh yeah, brother, I know how that feels. Obviously,
yeah. So there's like 3
months.
Yeah, exactly. There's 3 months of me having to like will my arm. To
now, do you know what? Yeah, do you remember the lady that we spoke about, the 86-year-old? Who shot the dude? We need more of that energy.
Yeah. She got shot a number of times. Marge. We call her Marjorie.
Her name's not Marge, but we're going to call her
Agatha.
Marge.
Yeah.
We're going to call her Marge or Agatha, but she's going to be listening to this being these snowflakes, fam. Just
told you, we're not built like these. We're not built like that.
And you did make that point last time, and you are actually cementing your point here. So fair play.
I will do risky things. Like I'll do stuff. Like I'd still do like a bungee jump maybe. I'd like to do parachuting and stuff, but like,
have you done skydiving?
I've not done it yet.
Would
I'd
you
love
do
to
it?
Yeah, yeah. And my weight's on the way down again, so I think I can be light enough to do it.
What, as in you went previously and they told you were too heavy to do it?
No, but I know.
They're like, usually we take 6 people. Marcus, you have to pay 6 times. You got to do it by yourself.
We have to give you a double parachute. You know how they have like usually you strap onto somebody. They're like, no. The instructor's gonna have to. I'll probably just wear that. You know, usually when you first skydive, you're on the back of someone. I'll just be wearing them like a front rucksack. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, when you're ready, mate, let's go. But yeah, man, like, I'm of the size where I still have to check certain things. Like I do check most things to see if I'm the right.
You're a big ute, man.
I'm big, man. I'm on my way down, so I might do it. But I'll do stuff. I just think that impromptu, go on, jump off that into the water. I'm less likely to do that. You know, like you're
Nims.
Yeah, come on. Or you're like you're right. You know, like you're at the beach with mates or whatever, and there's like I heard that that's a good place to jump from, and someone will jump in and you lot jump in. I don't think I'll be the first to do that kind
cliff jumping and
cliff jumping.
Oh, do you reckon there's any rocks there? Well, 1 minute, let me go and check in it.
Yeah.
Oh, canary, take a dive, mate.
The canaries, yeah.
Well, yeah.
So yeah, man, that's how I am now, and I'm a little bit more risk averse. But I think that just comes with age. Like that's why I keep saying to people, like, men are like there's like an increase in kind of conversation and sales, because it's commercially viable for people to do it now, of men taking testosterone from like our age upwards, and they're like, it's always like, you know, I just feel like I'm a little bit calmer now than I used to be. I feel like I'm a little bit more tired than I used to be. I'm like, that's one, that could just be lack of sleep, and two, you know, you're meant to be like, you don't want. Can you imagine 8-year-old grandparents running around? Fucking what's up? I mean, like, not necessary.
Oh, Marge doesn't need any cheese.
She don't need no tea. Fuck it.
She's probably
she's probably handing them out to make it a fair fight. Juicing man up, giving him a Red Bull and a shot of tea.
Fam, take this first. Come back in 20 minutes. We do this.
Yeah, man. But that's a really good one, man. I like that, Sean. I like that crime of the week that you hit us with, man.
Kind of crime of
crime of the week. There we go.
I thought the tune was.
There you go. So yeah, that's the end of How to Kill an Hour. We should probably have our probably outro music. There you go. But yeah, that's it. We've killed an hour, Sean. It's been good as per usual.
It been an hour?
It has been an hour.
Damn, son.
Shy by a few minutes. Follow us on socials at How to Kill an Hour everywhere. And there's some great interactions with people getting involved and adding their own little flavours to the jokes. So
we love it. We love
funeral.
Thanks,
let's keep it going. I'm at Marcus Bronzy on all socials, and Sean.
Nowhere.
Yeah, we'll find Sean on socials soon. Other than that, man, look, keep enjoying the show. If you could do one thing for us, take our show and share it with one of your good friends. Just do that for us, please. I think that's nice. Just one friend. Cheers.